Manga-Waido.
My name is Hideo Fukuhara. I work at a small transport company in my hometown. I basically have no friends at all. When I was young, I had always been isolated from my family. My parents owned and operated a company, and always praised my older brother because he was the capable one and was going to be inheriting the company.
Mom, about next week, I'm having an open class, so would you be able to come this day?
Oh my, you're right. Look at you remembering your schedule. You really are something, Shingo.
I was always compared to my older brother, Shingo, and I really wasn't as good as him, in every single respect. My parents treated him that way, so he of course looked down on me as an older brother. Man, it's so tough having a younger brother like that, you know? The one person that was incredibly kind, unlike everyone else, was my grandma. I completely lacked the proper amount of love from my parents, but my grandma gave me all the love she could.
You're a kind boy, Hideto. Grandma loves you so much.
That's how I started living with my grandma. My grandma ran a restaurant on the first floor of her house.
Thank you. You'd be helping me out.
Ah, great job, kid!
He is a good kid, right? I'm so proud of him.
After graduating high school, I got my license to cook, and we both worked hard at the restaurant. However, after I learned most of the dishes from my grandma, she suddenly passed away. She suddenly died. I was finally sent spiraling back down into the depths below. Grandma, I'm so sorry. I can't do this alone. I can't keep the store going on my own. Hideto-kun, are you okay? Ah, Tanabe-san. Tanabe-san was a regular at our store. You're going to keep the store going, right? I'm still in the middle of thinking about it, but I think it's going to be pretty difficult. I see. If there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. Also, I actually have a will that your grandma gave to me before her passing. A will? Apparently, Grandma had made a will with Tanabe-san and someone else she was close with before she passed away. Later, we talked about the contents of her will with those involved, and... Hideto is to inherit the store and the land? I'm the only son, so I really thought that I would be the one who inherits everything from Grandma!
Oh, I think it's fine, but since he's going to be receiving the land and property, he's responsible for maintaining it too by living here.
I could hear everything that they were whispering about over there. In other words, my parents had no interest in my grandma's old beat-up house and property in the middle of nowhere. They were able to inherit everything else, so they were satisfied, probably. Alright, Hideto. No objections about the will. You can have the building and the land too, but I'm going to be inheriting everything else. Got it? Okay. That's how the issue with the inheritance was over. It was nice that I didn't have to worry about where to live, but I was so shocked after losing my grandma. I don't feel like cooking at all. Not only could I not keep the store going, I completely stopped cooking. I was technically a chef, but I ended up eating regular store-bought food every day. Hideto-kun, would you be interested in working at my company? I'm really busy, so I could really appreciate the help. Okay then. Tanabe-san was worried about me, so he offered to give me a job at his transport company. Which brings us to where we are today. I've gotta get over it. For Grandma, and for Tanabe-san, who's been such a great customer and friend for us. I knew that in my head, but I couldn't figure out my goal in life again. Then one day... Huh? There's no pre-cooked meals here today. After my grandma died, I completely stopped any kind of cooking. I had so many memories of her when both of us were in the kitchen, so it still hurt. I don't want to go to the store now. It's too much work. I guess I'll just whip something up for once. I bought a bunch of food and decided to cook for the first time in a while. Then, the more I made, the more fun I had. I made all kinds of dishes. Anything I found interesting, I cooked. I might have cooked a little too much. I looked over at the entrance to the store and found a small shadow on the other side. Who could it be?
Sorry. There's just such a good smell coming from the store.
Oh, that's fine, but she's pretty skinny. Her clothes are kind of dirty, too. If you want to grab a bite to eat?
I can?
Yeah, sure. I actually just made a little too much for myself anyway. Let's go eat together, huh?
Yeah.
The young girl's name was Yui-chan. She apparently lived in some nearby apartment. Her older sister was her guardian and was usually late coming home. Normally she went to seminars after class, and once that was done, she waited for her older sister at her house.
It's so delicious. You're really good at cooking.
That's great to hear. Thank you. I cooked for the first time in a while, and I was able to find someone to cook for and talk to for the first time in a while. So I felt like I was a little re-energized by that. I guess it's not too bad cooking like this from time to time. Afterwards, I started cooking more often, and Yui-chan, probably attracted by the smell, started popping in more often as well.
Yeah, it's good today as usual.
I'm so glad when you say you like it. It makes me happy too. We slowly bonded with each other. Then one Sunday evening, I was preparing the food for that evening when...
Excuse me.
And you are?
Are you the one that's been feeding that girl?
Huh? Sorry.
No, I'm sorry.
Hideto-san.
Huh? Yui-chan?
I hear that you've been feeding Yui every day. Thank you so much.
Apparently, this lady was Yui-chan's older sister, Mana-san.
Hey, you should eat with us too, sis.
Huh? I can?
You can't cook, so I can help Hideto cook for you.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that.
Yui-chan pushed us over, and we decided to have a meal with the three of us today. Mana-san looked like a pretty wild girl who wasn't to be messed with, but after talking to her, she seemed like a regular girl. As you could see, she did have some wild days, but she was working hard now. What do you do for work?
Well, I've got a few part-time jobs. We don't have parents anymore, so I'm all she's got in this world. I have to work.
I guess it's just the two of them, huh? Seems like there's more to this than meets the eye.
Yui seems to be having so much fun. She was laughing so much.
Right. I think she was able to have fun because you were around, Mana-san.
I probably have been making her feel lonely for all this time.
Mana-san slowly started opening up and explaining the current situation. About 10 years ago, when Mana-san was an elementary schooler, her parents both passed away. She had no one she could count on, and there was a newborn baby, so the two of them were sent to a facility. Everyone there was nice, but they weren't family. Mana-san started feeling like she wanted to live with Yui-chan alone, so when she graduated high school, she decided to take on Yui-chan. After that, she'd been working hard at part-time jobs for money to let the two of them survive, but...
I haven't been able to really talk or hang out with her, you know. I didn't even realize that she needed to take a bento with her on Saturday. I'm sure she probably just tried to be nice to me.
I see. I didn't have anywhere to call my home either. But I had a grandma who took me in and took care of me. Mana-san and Yui-chan had no one to take care of them. I want to do something about this and help them out. If you want, you can live here with me. The both of you. Huh? No, I didn't mean that in any weird way. I just have some personal stuff that makes me really curious. I told Mana-san about what happened with my family. I told her about how, after my grandma died, I couldn't bring myself to do anything. After I started cooking for Yui-chan, it made me remember the joys of cooking for and cooking with someone, and how my dishes being lapped up would put a smile on my face. I think that if you're around, then it'll be even more fun with everyone, and I'd be even more motivated. I know that this is all just selfish stuff, but I think that it'd be good for you two as well. I've got some spare rooms, so you don't have to work for rent either. You can just be with Yui-chan. Wait, what?
Sorry. You just seem so intense about the whole situation.
You're totally right. Sorry. I don't know why I'm getting so into it.
But seriously, thank you. I can't just stay at your place that much, so...
Hey sis, I want to live here with Hideto.
Huh? You're awake?
I want to live here. I want to live here. Come on, sis. Yui will help out so much around the house.
Right? You want to live here too, huh?
But...
Well then, why don't you just come over for a few days as a trial, huh?
Oh, well, that might be better.
So that's how Mana-san and Yui-chan ended up staying at my house. By the end of the month, they had decided that they would move into my house entirely. Mana-san cut back on her shifts for rent and took on taking care of Yui-chan and doing the chores.
I cleaned up your work uniform.
Yui folded it though.
Whoa, that's awesome! I guess I've got to cook up a mean meal for dinner then, huh?
Yay!
Yay!
After Mana-san and Yui-chan came over, the mood in the house completely changed. Now it was almost like,
I told my friends that the three of us cook together and eat together, and they said that we're a family. Hideto-kun is the dad and sis is the mom.
Yui, don't be so weird.
oh god, what should I do? I think I might be a little bit happy about that. Hello? Ah, CEO Tanabe. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt something. I just happened to be walking by, and I noticed that the lights were on. I heard people having fun inside, so I thought that maybe you'd reopened your store.
Huh? Tanabe-san? What are you doing here?
Oh hey, Yamana-chan, Yui-chan. What a surprise to see you two in here. Wait, do you know these two? Coincidentally, Mana-san and Yui-chan both grew up in the same facility that Tanabe-san grew up in, when they were all in an adoption facility. I explained how they ended up living with me, and... Hideto-kun, you look very lively now. You look even better than when you were working for me. I think that these two being around is a big factor, sure, but you must really love cooking too. Huh? If you're interested, you should really try reopening the store. I'd be very excited to see it come back. I might even come every single day. You don't need to worry about work with me. If you're happy, then I'm happy.
Why don't you just go for it? I'll help you out too.
We're going to open the store? Yui will help out so much.
Alright. The three of them egged me on, and I had finally made up my decision to restart the store.
Hidehito-san, 3 more daily specials.
Coming up! The store was going perfectly well after it reopened. We were in the countryside, so we didn't exactly have many stores around. There were quite a few elderly out here, so they would often come to the store to dine here. Ah, Tanabe-san! Thank you so much for your continued patronage. Seems like you're as busy as ever, huh? CEO Tanabe really did come by almost every single day, bringing his employees along with him. A lot of the regulars from my grandma's generation also came back, so our sales were doing great. But then one day... Been a minute, Hideto. I've got something to talk to you about. Shingo. Why the hell is he here after all this time? And what does he want to talk about? According to my brother, my father was sick and didn't have much longer to live. He was now going to be taking over the company, but my father's company was basically on fire and burning down. He must have wanted to try to find a way to cancel it out. He started demanding that I hand over this land and house to him. Dad is the only son, so normally, he was supposed to inherit everything. He just let you have it because of Grandma's will. If you are to hypothetically say no to me, I'm gonna sue you for the inheritance, huh? It's a right for Dad to be able to demand his fair share of the inheritance. You don't even know about that? But you better make up your mind and come to a decision by the time I come again. Or did you want to take this to court? I'm gonna be suing you for the legal fees, of course. Whatever. I'll be back again later.
Hidehito-san, are you okay? You finally got the store up and running.
I don't know much about the legal stuff, so I need to do my research. Right at that moment, the door opened again.
Phew, you scared me. Hey, Tanaba-san.
What's going on? I told him about what my brother told me and... I see. I didn't know that your parents owned and operated that company. It's got one person running it, and a lot of the clients and employees are jumping ship from them. So I'm sure they're taking a huge hit in sales. He opened up a new office to look cool and started opening up new endeavors. It's a car with its foot stuck on the gas, and it's headed straight towards a brick wall. I see. But inheritance, huh? I wonder if he actually understands how that all works. Huh? Oh well, no point in stressing about it. When your brother comes again, shoot me a text. Okay. Thank you, sir. A few days later. Yo! You planning on just handing it over or not? Text CEO Tanabe right now! You know what? Why don't you take a seat? I'll whip you something up since you came all the way out here. I mean, I was starving anyway, so I guess we can eat while we talk, huh? It's not too bad. Right? Right at that moment. Coming in! What? I've never seen you around here before. I've been eating here from before the current owner has been running it. This store is something else, isn't it? Yes, sir! Hidito-kun was abandoned by his family, but he's working really hard to keep this store up and running. Admirable man, huh? But I heard that this other store might be going under. You hear about that? Apparently the parent store is bleeding money, so his stupid-ass brother is talking about taking this store and the land to sell it and make up for the losses. Too freaking late for that, huh? You think that's acceptable? What do you all think? Not acceptable! Maybe there's a good reason, or something for the big brother? The father doesn't even have any kind of right to the inheritance here anyway. He has a right to what was written on the will. That's it. The property value of this building and land is almost nothing, and he's already received more in value with the other inheritance, so it's all done. The older brother doesn't even know that, though. How useless, huh? Huh? Really? But then maybe the younger brother should help out because he's family, and family helps out. Huh? What are you talking about? Hidito-kun was abandoned by his own family. You really want to take their side on that? Wait a second. You aren't the big brother, are you? No way! Right. If you were the big brother, I'd never let you just walk out of here alive. Right, guys? Yeah! Ah! Yeah! I mean, he can do whatever he wants, take him to court or whatever. I've been a lawyer for a long time, and I'll confidently say that no lawyer in their right mind would take on this case. I just remembered something I need to take care of later! I think if you spook him this much, he'll stay away from here. He was never the type to actually do anything anyway. CEO Tanabe, everyone else, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone! Don't even mention it. I don't have kids, so you and your grandma are basically like family to me.
Yay! Family, family!
That's right. We're all family. After that, I never saw my brother again. My parents' house was already sold off, and no one knew where my mother was. It's not like I had any intention of looking for her. But afterwards, the restaurant was even more busy. We increased the amount of employees and also boosted our business. And then, a few more years later...
Hidehito-san, Mana, congratulations!
Have a wonderful life together! Mana and I were surrounded by Yui-chan, CEO Tanabe, and a lot of the regular customers when we swore our undying love in front of them. I hope you're watching, Grandma. It's all thanks to you. I swear that I'm going to continue protecting my grandma's restaurant, Mana, and Yui from now on until the day I die.